What can I say to the enthusiastic cook who is vaguely interested in the idea of growing his or her own vegetables but is still teetering on the brink of action, realistically? For most of us these days, there are no persuasive economic arguments for growing your own vegetables, at least, not if you cost out your time. During summer gluts, my father used to pay me pocket money to pick and freeze beans, beets, and soft fruits from his vegetable garden. He once calculated that the resulting frozen produce cost him 3 or 4 times what it would in the supermarket. And that was without factoring in his own time. When your time is given freely, what you make with it is free in the best sense of the word. When you buy your vegetables, you are a slave to the car that takes you to the shops, to the methods, good and bad, by which the vegetables are produced, to the market forces and the big bosses who fix the prices, to the shelf-stacking policies that determine the freshness or otherwise of the produce you buy. It is a kind of opting out of the world as you are told it must be in favor of the world as you like it to be. You may doubt the wisdom of loading something as ordinary as a carrot with such deep personal meaning. But there is still an important sense in which the vegetables you grow yourself really are free. Or what's the point? You can hardly taste the difference anyway. These quotations are the clichés of the uninitiated, those who do not yet know the prickly heat of a fat radish freshly drawn from the earth, washed with a quick wipe on a dewy tuft of grass. They are sleek, pointed, orange miracles that come from nowhere to populate a bare patch of earth, and, almost astonishingly, you can eat them. The fact is, those who already grow their own vegetables for the kitchen need no converting to the cause. You have no say whatsoever in the means of production. No role in the quality of what becomes yours, only when you hand over the cash. Grow your own vegetables and all that changes. Choose the seeds, the growing site, the time to plant, to weed, to water, to feed, to harvest. I mean, anyone can. As I said earlier, growing vegetables is easy. All you need is earth and seeds. Sunshine and water are important too, but in a reasonable year both should come in plentiful supply, courtesy of the man upstairs. What you then take to the kitchen is not just a vegetable, it's a form of self-expression, an assertion of personal liberty. While there is plenty of scope for fussing and fretting about your vegetable patch, you will probably find that obsessional attention to detail either does or doesn't evolve as the years go by, according to your personality. This takes a bit of courage, and there is no point in breaking your heart by sacrificing a beloved feature of your garden for an extra row of peas. But trees are not sacred just because they are big. And of course there's the firewood bonus. An autumn digging will give the soil a chance to settle and leaves time for existing green matter, such as grass tufts and the usual weeds, to rot down. It's important, therefore, to be aware of the passage of the sun across your intended growing site from dawn till dusk. If the ground enjoys direct sunlight for more than half of daylight hours, that's about 4 in midwinter, 8 on the longest day, you should be able to grow well on it. However, you will have to be on your toes come spring, as the weed seeds in the ground will leap at the first chance they get to germinate and take hold. Dig over your patch, removing all the grass and weeds you can, and simply work over your soil till it is nicely broken up and ready for planting. Another good going over in early March will be essential if you don't want to be back to square one. In other words, if you want to become the manic overseer of a manicured vegetable plot, you can, but it doesn't have to start off that way. All gardeners have to compromise, and while a south-facing level plot of land sheltered from the worst of the wind with a rich, finely textured soil will get you off to a flying start, few of us are blessed with such perfect growing conditions. But try growing them yourself, and you will find that carrots are far from ordinary. I have yet to meet a vegetable gardener who complained that it's hardly worth it, what with the choice available in the supermarket these days, or it's too much time for too little reward. Then eaten without further ado, those who have not tasted the extra sugar dose in a pile of self-potted peas thrown into boiling water within an hour of being picked. Those who have not marveled at the unrepentant earthiness of freshly dug potatoes. If you are still wavering, let me offer you another, almost glib answer to the question, why grow vegetables? Because you can. A relaxed, laissez-faire attitude to growing vegetables will stand the beginner in good stead. Some thought is required in choosing your patch of ground. It's more a question of avoiding negative factors. Light is vital. And a patch that is in near permanent shade is simply not going to work. It's worth bearing in mind that you may be able to gain extra sunlight for your patch by cutting down an unfortunately located tree or two. As far as the timing of your bed creation scheme goes, you have two choices: late autumn for planting the following spring, or early spring for almost immediate planting. The winter months ahead will allow this to happen without too many new weeds springing up. If you're opting for spring digging, you may as well wait until it's almost time to start planting, say early April.